Have you ever felt ignored by someone important in your life? It could be a love interest who doesn't pay attention to you, family members who don't appreciate your efforts, or friends who don't value your advice. We've all experienced frustrating situations like these. But don't worry, because in this video, we will discover how to turn the tables and make those who didn't value you start appreciating you. We'll explore strategies based on Stoicism and psychology to become genuine attraction magnets. Additionally, we'll discuss scientific studies supporting these strategies to improve our relationships ethically and responsibly. By the end of the video, I'll reveal the best trick to make those who didn't value you as you deserve start appreciating you. Are you ready to transform the situation and spark the interest of these people? Before we begin, if you find value in these videos, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any. Let's get started. Imagine your attention is like a diamond in a world full of gold. We all know that a diamond, due to its rarity and exclusivity, is much more valued than common gold. Similarly, in human relationships, when we show that our time and affection are valuable and limited, people tend to value us more. On the other hand, if your attention is always available and unlimited, others are likely to perceive that they don't need to make an effort to obtain it, which can lead to less appreciation. Think of a daily situation. You're at a festival where access to water is limited and its price increases significantly. Everyone tries to secure a bottle before they run out. This phenomenon occurs because the perception of scarcity makes water more valued in that specific context. Psychologist Robert Cialdini talks about the principle of scarcity in his book, Influence. Basically, we value more what is hard to obtain. So instead of chasing that person, become someone scarce. Improve your skills, cultivate your passions, and live a fulfilling life. When that person realizes that you are perfectly fine without them, that's when they will start to wonder what they are missing. For example, consider products that appear in supermarkets for a limited time and generate a buying frenzy. Why does this happen? Because we know they will soon disappear, and we don't want to miss the opportunity to get them. The theory is great, but how can we put it into practice? To apply this technique in your daily life, start by valuing your own time and attention. Don't respond immediately every time they call or message you. Give the other person the opportunity to appreciate your availability and miss you a little. Has it ever happened that you felt attracted to someone and constantly thought about them? You want to be near them all the time, respond quickly to their messages, and be available all the time. However, paradoxically, this behavior often sends the message that you will always be there, which can lead the other person to not value you as much as you hoped. On the other hand, have you noticed that when you decide to distance yourself a little and not give so much unrestrained attention, that person starts to show more interest in you? It's as if curiosity awakens when you are not so available. Many people have experienced this phenomenon. When they disappear from the map for a while, suddenly, that person seems more attracted to them. Understanding this is crucial, whether to make someone like you specifically or simply to be valued more by someone. It's about allowing that person to have time to miss you and appreciate your presence when you are available. It's not about completely disappearing or playing emotional games, but finding a healthy balance where you also value yourself and your time. This not only strengthens mutual attraction, but also fosters a more genuine and balanced connection in relationships. Now let's move on to the second mistake we often make. Imagine this. You meet someone you like, and without realizing it, you start doing everything to please them. Maybe you adapt too much to their tastes, always saying whatever you prefer, or constantly being available for their plans. However, paradoxically, this behavior can lead the person to lose interest in you. Why does this happen? Well, it's something many people learn the hard way. When starting a relationship, we often try so hard to please that we end up losing our own value. I remember once when someone became obsessed with a person they were getting to know. In the eagerness to please, they started giving up their own preferences and losing their sense of worth. The other person was always willing to do anything they wanted, but instead of attracting them, this overwhelmed them and made them lose interest. The relationship became boring and monotonous because it lacked the spark of authentic personality and own opinions. This submissive and personality-less behavior can happen to anyone. When we are constantly willing to please, we risk the other person ceasing to value us as we truly deserve. So, What is the key to avoiding this? Here is the secret. It's not about begging for love or trying to please all the time. It's about valuing yourself and showing your true personality. Studies and relationship experts tell us that people are more attractive when they have confidence in themselves and exhibit an authentic and secure personality. Robert Cialdini, known for his work in influence and persuasion, highlights how authentic and confident behavior can positively influence how we are perceived by others. So the next time you find yourself trying too hard to please someone, remember this. Being authentic and maintaining your own value not only makes you more interesting, but also ensures that you are treated with the respect and admiration you deserve. It's not about being arrogant, but about recognizing and communicating your own value in a way that genuinely attracts others. Remember, you are unique and irreplaceable when you show your true self. Before moving on to the next point, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel with the bell activated so you don't miss future videos. And if you share this interest in human psychology, comment, "I love psychology." Let's keep learning together and taking care of our mental health. Being honest with you, rejection hurts a lot. According to a study from the University of Michigan, the brain processes social rejection in the same way it processes physical pain. So, if you feel like you've been punched in the stomach after a rejection, you're not alone. But here comes the interesting part. This same pain can be the catalyst for your transformation. As Marilyn Monroe once said, "Sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together." And she was right. Now I'll share with you 9 simple steps you can start applying today to become a much more attractive person and capture the attention and respect of others. First step, focus on yourself. It seems contradictory, right? You want someone to be interested in you, but I say focus on yourself. That's because attraction begins with self-appreciation. When you become the best version of yourself, you radiate a confidence that is magnetic. See, when you focus on improving and taking care of yourself, you not only attract the person who didn't value you enough, but also garner the admiration of everyone around you. How? By channeling the energy you use to invest in pleasing others towards yourself. Imagine focusing on your own interests, passions, and well-being. This is the most important step to becoming incredibly attractive. Start by taking care of yourself physically, going to the gym, maintaining a healthy diet, and taking care of your appearance not only improves your physical well-being, but also boosts your self-esteem. When you feel good inside, you project confidence and positive energy that impacts others. But attraction isn't just based on the physical. Cultivating your mind is equally crucial. Being someone with whom one can have enriching and positive conversations makes you even more attractive. Dedicate time to learning new things, developing your interests, and having an open and curious mindset. Second step, use the power of reciprocity. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a magnetic aura that attracts everyone around them? The answer may lie in a principle as simple as it is powerful: reciprocity. This is another principle of Cialdini that works like magic. When you do something good for someone, that person feels an almost instinctive need to return the favor. But be careful. It's not about doing favors expecting something in return. It's about being genuinely kind and generous. Imagine you are walking down the street and someone smiles kindly at you. What is your instinctive reaction? Probably to return the smile. This simple gesture perfectly illustrates the power of reciprocity. When we receive something positive, our brain urges us to reciprocate in the same way. But how can we apply this principle to improve our relationships, especially with those people who perhaps did not value us in the past? The key is to give without expecting anything in return. Sounds contradictory, doesn't it? However, it is precisely this selfless generosity that has the power to transform dynamics. Think about the last time someone did something kind for you for no apparent reason. How did you feel? You probably experienced a mix of surprise and gratitude, and most likely felt the urge to repay in some way. This is the power of reciprocity in action. Now apply this to that person who didn't value you in the past. The next time you meet them, instead of showing indifference or resentment, try something different. Offer a genuine smile, a sincere compliment, or even a small act of kindness. It can be something as simple as holding the door open for them or asking how their day was. It's important to remember that this is not about manipulation. We are not seeking to force a specific reaction. It's about cultivating an attitude of genuine generosity and kindness, regardless of how the other person responds. By practicing reciprocity in this way, you are planting the seeds for a positive change in the dynamic of your relationship. You may not see immediate results, but over time, you are likely to notice a subtle change in how this person interacts with you. Furthermore, this approach has an added benefit. It helps you free yourself from the burden of resentment. By choosing to respond with kindness, regardless of how you were treated in the past, you are taking control of your emotions and actions. Remember, reciprocity is like an emotional boomerang. What you throw out into the world tends to come back to you. By practicing generosity and kindness, you are not only positively influencing others, but also creating a more positive environment for yourself. Third step, create a bit of mystery. Neuroscientist Gregory Burns discovered that our brain loves novelty. When something is unpredictable, our brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward. So instead of being an open book, keep a few pages closed. It's not about playing mind games, but about maintaining an air of mystery. Don't reveal everything about yourself at once. Let the other person have to make an effort to get to know you. As Socrates said, wisdom begins in wonder. Be that source of wonder. Mystery can also be a powerful tool to keep the spark alive in a relationship. When you don't reveal everything immediately, you allow the other person to enjoy the process of discovering who you really are. This process of mutual discovery can be exciting and keep the relationship fresh. Keeping some facets of your personality and interests in reserve can lead to deeper and more meaningful conversations over time, thus strengthening the bond between you. Moreover, mystery can help build a sense of independence and self-sufficiency. By not sharing everything immediately, you demonstrate that you have a rich and full life outside of the relationship. This can make you seem more attractive because you are not constantly seeking validation. Instead, you offer small windows into your world, inviting the other person to know more about you naturally and gradually. This balanced approach not only maintains interest, but also establishes a solid foundation for a healthy and respectful relationship. Fourth step, adopt an abundance mindset. Have you ever thought about how many people there are in the world? Millions, billions in fact, and each one of them has their own story, dreams, and aspirations. But how often do we get stuck thinking there isn't enough for everyone? Let's talk about something that can completely change your perspective, the abundance mindset. Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, introduces us to this revolutionary concept. Imagine for a moment that you live in a world where there is enough success, love, and happiness for everyone. How would that change your way of thinking and acting? The abundance mindset is not just a beautiful concept, it is a powerful tool that can transform your life. When you adopt this mindset, something magical happens. You become more generous, more open to opportunities. You stop seeing others as competition and start seeing them as potential allies. The fear of losing disappears because you know there is more than enough for everyone. But how do you develop this mindset? It starts by recognizing that other people's success does not diminish your own chances of success. On the contrary, it can inspire and motivate you. Celebrate the successes of others as if they were your own. You will see how this changes your energy and how others perceive you. Now, think about your relationships. When you have an abundance mindset, you don't cling to people out of fear of being alone. You know there are millions of meaningful connections waiting to be made. This frees you to be more authentic and less desperate. In your interactions, the abundance mindset also makes you more attractive. Why? Because it frees you from fear and insecurity. When you don't fear losing, paradoxically, you become more captivating. You radiate confidence and security, and that is magnetic. As Coco Chanel once said, "I don't care if they steal my ideas, I'm worried they don't have any of their own." This quote perfectly encapsulates the abundance mindset. Chanel did not fear sharing her ideas because she knew her creativity was inexhaustible. Adopting this mindset takes practice. Start by questioning your scarcity thoughts. Whenever you catch yourself thinking there isn't enough, ask yourself if that is really true. Look for evidence of abundance around you. Remember, there are over 7 billion people on this planet. That means over 7 billion opportunities for connections, collaborations, and growth. Abundance is there. You just need to open your eyes to see it. Fifth step, work on your body language. According to a study by the University of California, 93% of communication is non-verbal. Your posture, gestures, gaze, all of these speak louder than your words. Practice an open and confident posture. Maintain eye contact and smile genuinely. Psychologist Paul Ekman, a specialist in facial expressions, discovered that an authentic smile, known as a Duchenne smile, activates muscles around the eyes that are difficult to control voluntarily. Therefore, when you smile, do it with your whole being. A genuine smile can be incredibly attractive. Maintain an open posture. Avoid crossing your arms or slouching. An open posture, with your shoulders back and chest raised, conveys confidence and openness. Maintaining this posture not only makes you look more secure, but can also positively influence your mood and self-esteem. Use natural gestures. Use your hands to emphasize points when you speak, but avoid excessive movements that may seem nervous or uncontrolled. Gestures should be natural and complement your words. A study from the University of California found that the most charismatic leaders use a wide range of gestures when they speak, which helps convey passion and commitment. For example, Steve Jobs was known for his ability to use broad gestures during his presentations. Respect proper proximity. Respect the personal space of others. Getting too close can be invasive, while maintaining an appropriate distance shows respect and comfort. Understanding and respecting personal space is crucial for maintaining healthy and pleasant social interactions. Maintain eye contact. Maintaining eye contact demonstrates interest and confidence. However, it's not about staring intensely, but about maintaining a balance, looking into the eyes enough to connect, but not to discomfort. Proper eye contact can strengthen the emotional connection and make the other person feel valued and heard. Sixth step, cultivate your emotional intelligence. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a natural gift for connecting with others? The answer may lie in something called emotional intelligence. Imagine being able to read other people's emotions as if they were an open book. Sounds like a superpower, doesn't it? Well, it's a skill that we can all develop. Emotional intelligence is not just a buzzword, it is a powerful tool that can transform your relationships and your life. Daniel Goleman, the author who popularized this term, argues that our ability to understand and manage our emotions and those of others is crucial for success in life. But what does it really mean to be emotionally intelligent? Imagine that you are in a room full of people. Someone who is emotionally intelligent can pick up on the subtleties of the environment, can feel the tension in the air, notice who is uncomfortable, who is enthusiastic, and act accordingly. This skill is not just about reading others, but also about knowing yourself. Do you know why you get irritated when someone is late? Do you understand why certain comments make you feel insecure? When you are emotionally intelligent, you can navigate your own emotions with the same dexterity with which you navigate those of others. Cultivating emotional intelligence takes practice. Start by paying attention to your own emotions. What do you feel right now? Why do you feel this way? This simple exercise can open the door to a greater understanding of yourself. The next step is to practice empathy. When someone tells you something, try to put yourself in that person's shoes. How would you feel in their situation? This practice will not only help you understand others better, but will also make you more compassionate. Another crucial skill is knowing how to listen. And we're not just talking about hearing the words someone says, but really listening. Pay attention not only to the words, but also to the tone of voice and body language. Sometimes, what is not said is as important as what is said. Emotional intelligence also implies knowing how to handle conflicts maturely, rather than reacting impulsively. When someone annoys you, take a deep breath and ask yourself why that person is acting this way. Is there something more behind their behavior? This pause can make the difference between a heated argument and a productive conversation. Developing these skills will make you incredibly attractive, not just to that specific person mentioned earlier. You will become someone people want to be around, someone they seek for advice, someone who lights up a room with their presence. So the next time you find yourself in a social situation, try to put these skills into practice and see how your interactions change. You might be surprised at how much you can learn about others and yourself simply by paying a little more attention. Seventh step, practice gratitude. Ready to take the next step in your personal transformation? Let's talk about something that may seem simple, but has the power to completely change your perspective: gratitude. Imagine you have a magic magnifying glass that allows you to see the good in every situation. That is exactly what gratitude does for you. According to a study by the University of California, people who practice gratitude regularly are more optimistic, feel better about themselves, and are more likely to help others. Doesn't that sound incredible? But how do you start cultivating this attitude of gratitude? It's easier than you think. Start each day by writing down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be big things like your health or small things like the smell of your morning coffee. The point is to train your mind to see the good in your life. Oprah Winfrey, an expert on the subject, once said, "Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough." Think about that for a moment. Isn't it fascinating how something as simple as changing your focus can transform your reality? But don't just take my word for it. I want you to experience it for yourself. Let's do something different. Pause this video right now. Yes, you heard me right. Pause the video, grab a paper and pen. Don't worry, I'll be here waiting when you come back. Have you got your paper and pen? Perfect. Now I want you to write down 3 things you are grateful for right now. They can be big or small. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that they are sincere. Take your time, reflect, pause the video again. This is a moment for you. Finished? Great. How do you feel? Do you notice any change in your mood? Many people report feeling lighter and more positive after this exercise, and the best part is that you can do this every day. Imagine what your life would be like if you started each morning with this simple gratitude ritual. Do you think it would affect how you relate to others, how you face challenges, how you see yourself? Gratitude not only makes you more positive and attractive, but also changes how the world perceives you. When you radiate positivity and appreciation, people naturally feel drawn to you. It's as if you have a magnetic field of good energy around you. But remember, gratitude is not just about the good things. It's also about finding the silver lining in difficult situations. Remember that person who didn't value you. Maybe you can find something to be grateful for in that experience. Perhaps it taught you something about yourself or motivated you to improve. Gratitude has the power to transform not only your perspective, but also your relationships, your career, and even your health. It's a powerful tool in your journey of personal growth. So why not make gratitude a daily habit? 8th step, practice detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about the other person. It's not about being cold or indifferent. It's more of a mental state where you don't rely on that person for your happiness or self-worth. It's the ability to love yourself enough not to need constant validation from someone else. Imagine for a moment that you're like a magnet. When you are desperate to attract someone, it's as if you're constantly pushing. But magnets don't work that way, right? Attraction happens naturally when you allow things to flow. The psychologist Carl Jung had a fascinating perspective on relationships. He said, "The meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." This metaphor teaches us something crucial. You cannot force a genuine connection. When you practice detachment, you allow that chemical reaction to occur naturally. You are not manipulating, you are not forcing, you are simply being yourself and letting things develop as they should. 9th and final step, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, and changing someone's perception of you also doesn't happen overnight. Patience allows you to appreciate both the process and the outcome. Each day is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, to improve your skills, to grow a little more. Over time, these small changes accumulate and result in significant transformation. Think of patience as a long-term investment in yourself. Just as a wise investor doesn't expect to get rich overnight, you shouldn't expect immediate drastic changes. But with consistency and dedication, the results will come. Patience also protects you from frustration and disappointment. When you understand that valuable things take time, you are less likely to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Instead, you can keep your focus and continue moving forward step by step. So the next time you feel things aren't progressing fast enough, remember Lao Tzu's words, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Trust the process, keep working on yourself, and over time, you will become someone so amazing that you cannot be ignored." In summary, To make someone who didn't value you become obsessed with you, focus on yourself. Be authentic. Use the power of reciprocity. Create a bit of mystery. Work on your body language. Cultivate your emotional intelligence. Develop an abundance mindset. Practice gratitude. Invest in your personal development. Practice detachment and be patient. But here comes the big turning point. At the end of the day, you'll realize that you no longer need that specific person to become obsessed with you. You will become someone so amazing that you will attract much more compatible and valuable people into your life. So, stop seeking validation from someone who didn't value you and start valuing yourself. That's the true secret to becoming irresistible. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, what are you waiting for? Take that first step today. Work on yourself, become the best version of yourself, and watch how the world around you starts to change. Because in the end, the real obsession we want to cultivate is with ourselves, a healthy obsession with improving and living our best life. When you achieve that, you become a magnet for people and opportunities. So the next time someone doesn't value you, don't see it as rejection, but as an invitation to grow, improve, and become someone so incredible that this person can't help but wonder what they were missing. And who knows, maybe in the process, you'll discover that you no longer need that specific person to become obsessed with you. Perhaps you'll find that there's a whole world of amazing people waiting to meet the improved version of you. Remember, the power was always within you. You just needed a little push to realize it. So go out there, shine with your own light, and watch how the world starts to gravitate around you. What do you think? Are you ready to start this adventure? If you've made it this far, write authentic attraction in the comments so I know who the victors are who made it to the end of the video. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories of triumph. So, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Before I go, I want to thank you for your constant support of the channel and for the comments full of gratitude and love. If you want to support the channel financially, you can become a member and enjoy the perks. The link is in the pinned comment. Now, I recommend you watch these 2 videos here to continue learning about Stoicism and human psychology and to advance in your personal development. A big hug